There we go. Yay. Come on. All right. So, for those of you who haven't had a chance to join us before, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to see you. And we start every session with the same picture. The reason being, my name's Christina Brunell. I've been at this for 5 years with our daughter. And when I first started, I knew nothing. Absolutely nothing. Less than nothing. And I felt stupid. And I don't like to say that word, but I really did. I felt dumb because it felt like I was driving on a highway the wrong way and everything was flying at me and I didn't know what to pay attention to or how to get off or where to get on. It was frustrating and confusing. And my background is in training and helping people understand things. So I'll explain a little bit more about that in a little bit, but my hope is that you will go, if you are feeling anything like this, you will go from that feeling to something more akin to this feeling. And a little calmer and a little more organized once you've had a chance to talk about the topics that we're talking about today. So we're going to do some introductions in just a minute. We have some community norms we like to abide by on these calls, just so everybody gets a chance to talk and to be heard. Then I'm going to share some of the resources that are available to you if you're not aware. And then we'll talk about our subject, Coogan accounts and work permits. And then we'll have open Q&A, both on the record and off the record. And then we'll talk about it next time. So, introductions. Sometimes Amber joins us. For those of you who don't know, Amber is one of the co-owners of what's called Actor Site, and they deliver acting classes for children and sometimes and sometimes classes for parents of young actors to help better understand this industry. And normally she would be here, but she has a super busy week this week. So you will see her, I'm sure, at a future one, and you'll see her on the recordings if you go back and listen to any of those. But she's amazing and a ton of fun. And me, myself, and I, like I said, started about 5 years ago. I decided that it would be worth my time to take my training and coaching background and combine it with the passion that exists in our house in the form of our 15-year-old daughter, who has been, like I said, doing this for 5 years. And so I put those two together, and my goal is always to make y'all's lives easier because I like to pay it forward. Service is one of my love languages. So if you have a question, don't hesitate to ask. I'm always happy to answer. You can reach out to me anytime. All right. And if I could ask everybody to go ahead and change your name if you can. And the easiest way to do that is if you're on a laptop is to hover over your picture and you'll see 3 little dots appear in the right hand side. Scroll to the bottom of that menu and then you can change your name. And we're asking you to put your first name and actually she's not 14 anymore. She's 15 now. She had a birthday this week. I gotta change my slide. It's all right. So Tamara, if you put yours in the chat, then it'll help you remember. It's fine. And the only reason we do this is so that we can help you based on where you're at. And so we can
So I put my name and my child's age.
Your name, your child's age, and how long you've been at this. Is it a year, more than a year,
Okay.
less than a year, a couple years, all of that. There you go. Yay. And then does anybody have any questions like that you're like, oh, can I ask this now? Because I need it answered like right away. It's urgent.
I can't think of anything. Not until we start talking.
Okay, that works.
I don't
All
know
right.
about anybody else.
Okay, perfect. All right, so as we go throughout, if you have questions, feel free to chime out. I can't talk today. Say them out loud or type them in the chat, whatever works for you, and we will try and answer everyone. So from there, I've got 2 screens working, so if you see me not looking at you, that's why. I'm going to give you a chance to read through these and ask everybody if we can live with these. And you're going to get to one that you're going to be like, what is that one? And I'll explain it in a minute. But just give me a thumbs up, either real or virtual, when you've read through. We good? Awesome. All right, so that 3 knock one is only because sometimes we do get off topic, myself included. And so feel free to be like, knock, 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 if somebody gets off topic and we need to get back to the subject that we're talking about. And sometimes I'll do it to myself. I'll be like, oh, we got to go back. So, but other than that, hopefully we can all live with these. Do these work for everybody? Awesome.
Yes.
Yay. Thank you. Okay. So, resources. I promised I'd tell you about these. So, Shavonda, 1 year and 4 months. Tamara, 3 years. Kimmy, 4.5 years. Okay. Tell me from all of these things that are listed on this slide, just raise your hand if any of them are not familiar. Like you either didn't know they existed or you're not quite sure what they are. You don't have to tell me which one. Just raise your hand if any of them are not familiar.
Are these from like the child actor group or?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So just to give you a little bit of history and knowledge, Corey Ralston started the Facebook group Child Actor 101, but he also has a website of childactor101.com. And I would suggest don't go there now because you'll go like talk about get off topic. You go deep into a deep dive and you will never come back. But after this call, go running over there because there's a lot of great resources over there. It looks like this, and you'll see he's got resources, tools, training, audition prep, guides, all kinds of fun stuff for you to play with. Another thing he has is the ability for you to make a website for your child's acting portfolio if you want. And this is different than Actors Access. It's different than Backstage. It's different than casting networks. It's their page just for them. He also has something called Prep 101, which helps you help your child prepare for an audition. So, for instance, Shavonda, for your 10 and 11-year-olds, they can read on their own. You can take a script, plop it in there, and it will spit out like, here's what the character's probably thinking, feeling, wanting, etc. Right? It like helps with all that kind of focus. Same, Tamara, for your 12-year-old. Kimmy, I'm sure you've been doing this forever with Nolan, so you might not need that. But if you ever get stuck and you've got a particularly tricky script and you're like, I don't get what the script is trying to do, Corey built that tool so he can help you do that. Well, then he's got something called, sorry, go ahead.
Our boys were on set together, right? So Tamara, right? Yeah.
Yes, that was his first time being on set.
Yeah, and so you've been doing this a while because no one was little.
Yeah.
Well, I think Elijah's been doing it longer than 3 years. I think now since you mentioned that, I think it's been maybe like 4 or 5 years actually, but I don't know what I'm doing still. So
I know that feeling.
You just kind of dived in, like stuck your feet in the water here and there. Yeah.
I love it. So I don't know about y'all, but when I first started, and I still am my daughter's reader, there was a lot I didn't know. Corey decided to make a tool that will help parents who perhaps don't feel as confident being a reader as they would like. And so same idea. You can feed it the script and it'll tell you as the reader what kind of emotions you should be portraying, what you're trying to help the other character achieve, how to read the lines, basically. Then he's got something called bold choices. So how many of you have heard of bold choices? Like make bold choices, right? Mm-hmm. So Tamara, that's often something that acting coaches or casting directors will say they want to see, bold choices. I actually call it creative choices because bold sounds a little bit like you're being almost naughty or rebellious. But the idea is to make the scene your own in an interesting way. And so the tool that he's built can help you pick from some possible options for how to do that. Then he also has a headshot guide. He has a resume builder. If your child is doing live theater, that can also be helpful, but it also is helpful to help you structure your Actors Access profile. Then he's got the directory of photographers, coaches, acting classes, all the things that you could possibly need to help your child by state and area. And then he also teaches classes. So this is Corey, Art Fearless Theater, if you will. And the class that he's running right now starts in September. He tends to run 3 classes a year, and they're all long form classes. So they meet for like 8 weeks or 12 weeks. This is an 8-week one where he goes over all the major methods of acting. And so Tamara, for your son who's 12, Shavonda, for yours who are 10 and 11, definitely that would be something that they should start considering, is learning all those different methods. Nolan might be a little bit young still, Kimmy, because it's pretty in depth.
Yeah.
But included in that is you get access to Prep 101 beyond the first free script for those 3 months. You get private sessions with Corey if you need them, and you get self-tape feedback. So let's say that your child has an audition and you want somebody to look at the tape and tell you if it's any good or not. He'll do that as part of the class. And then he'll feed you scripts that you can use, your child can use as real footage if they need it, if they don't have enough. Any questions on any of that?
No.
Okay. And actually, let me go grab the link. No, that's not what I want. Here's what I want. So if you want the link for Corey's class, let me put it in here. Okay, that's in the chat. And then, if Amber were here, she would tell you all about actor site classes. So actor site classes are, they do have some that are 8 weeks long, or there's actually some you can take all year long, advanced training for teens. But their classes are more often offered once or a few times, and not dependent on coming every week for 8 weeks. For example, you could take a Saturday class that's an intensive for an hour or two, and they cover so many different topics. Our daughter Evie has taken classes with both Corey's classes and Amber's classes at ActorSite, and she loves them both. She's done voiceover, she's done Disney, she's done acting fundamentals, audition technique, all of them, and she really enjoys them. And they have really helped her with her self-tapes. So I highly recommend both. And Amber has been kind enough to give everybody who attends these calls a discount code. So let me go grab that for you. And I will put that in the chat. So if you haven't had occasion to use that before, you can use that for any class that ActorSite offers. You can use it once to get 30% off.
Okay.
Yeah. See what happens when you see announcements about classes tomorrow?
Right.
And I want to say Nolan has enjoyed ActorSite because they keep the kids involved, like they're very interactive the whole time. Like there's like classes where he'll take and they like you have to turn off the camera while you wait on and they like go from person to person to person, and he gets so bored when they do.
Yeah, they don't do that at ActorSite.
Yeah, so ActorSite, she makes sure all the kids keep their cameras on and that they're all involved through the whole class. So it keeps them being, bored.
It's a good thing.
Yes.
Oops, sorry. Me and my camera are having a fight today.
Here, right. That was magic.
It's like, woo! here today, gone tomorrow. All right, so raise your hand. Let me see how many of you have Coogan accounts already, just so I know who I'm talking to. Okay, great. So,
but we don't have to ever use it. But we're also in Atlanta, so
you will though. You will.
Yeah.
So things I wish I'd known when I was at the very beginning of this. One, that I needed to have a Coogan account before I needed a Coogan account, and we'll talk about why that is. For some reason, I thought there was like a minimum deposit required. No, that's not true. And that not all Coogan accounts are created. So we'll talk about that too, because a Coogan account is not a Coogan account is not a Coogan account unless it's a Coogan account. And I'll explain what that means. Because sometimes you'll say to a bank, like, I need to open a Coogan account, and they look at you like, I don't know what that is. Never heard of that.
That's what happened to me. That's why I don't have one.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
All right. So what are they in general? So basically, it's to protect your child's money. So they're doing this work. They're earning money. That money is technically not our money. It's their money. So at least 15% of it has to, for any SAG, any SAG production, full SAG production, it needs to be, 15% of what they get paid needs to be put into that Coogan account. In certain states, it's 15% of anything is supposed to be put into that account, not just a SAG production. But it's held until they turn 18 or until they emancipate themselves legally from you as parents. So the reason that is because it's protecting their future. And I'll talk about like where did it come from in just a second. But it applies to acting, modeling, or even digital content creation in some states. So you just want to be mindful of that. Hi, Justin. Welcome.
Mhm.
Hello.
Hi, sorry, I'm Natalie.
Hey, Natalie. We do that in our house too. So, Natalie, if you don't mind changing your name to just your first name and then your child's age, we don't need their name, their age, and then how many years you've been at this. And
How do I do that? I'm not up at the top.
if you hover over your own picture, you'll see 3 little dots appear. Like put your mouse on your face.
I don't see my face.
Oh,
I see 4 of y'all.
Oh.
okay.
Oh,
Sorry I'm late. I
No,
dropped my
no
kids
worries.
at grandma's house.
might have self view turned off if you can't see yourself.
Let's
Like
see.
there's
Maybe
like
I can. I can rename you. It's here. Natalie, and then how many years have you been at this?
Oh gosh, girl, since January. He's new.
Okay. And how old is he?
He is 8.
Okay, so 8, and we'll do less than a year. Okay.
Beautiful.
Less than 1 year. Okay. Perfect. There we go. All right. Well,
Thank
welcome,
you.
Natalie.
Thank you.
Absolutely. No worries. All right. So we're talking about Coogan accounts. And why are they called Coogan accounts? Well, because Jackie Coogan's parents milked him for millions. They stole it. All of it. Not all of it, but almost all of it. Because he thought all this time that he was famous and making money and doing all this work, that all that money was getting put away for him, and it wasn't. They were just spending it. So the law was created to protect against that happening again, and the law came out of California. So it's protections for minors who are working in this industry. So what does that mean? How does it work? Okay, so it's what's called a restricted trust account. Now, any banker would understand that, where they might not understand the word Coogan, but unless it's an actual Coogan account, it's not going to work for you in every state. So you have to be very careful about the wording. What are the protections? So it's a requirement that you put at least 15% of the child's paycheck into the account. And so, for instance, when our daughter is on a SAG production, we have to give them our Coogan account number before they'll start, like, let her step on set. Like, that's part of the pre-work before we even get there. And we have to tell them what percentage we want taken out of the check. So we can put the standard 15%, we can put 20%, we can put 50%. I wouldn't recommend 50%. Like at times maybe I've put 20%, and they actually look at me confused, like, are you sure you want to do that? That was just before I had other places to put her money, but I'll tell you what those are in just a little bit. But you have to put at least 15% of their gross earnings. So those funds are then locked in place. You cannot access them. You cannot get to them. You cannot take them out under any circumstances except maybe death, pretty much. Or until they emancipate themselves. So if they say, okay, I want to be a legal adult at 16, then they have the right to take them out. But it's still their money. It's not for you to take out. Then they're the sole beneficiary of it. And you can manage it in that you can make sure that money gets put into it, but you can't take money out to pay for things like classes or cameras or lighting or costumes or anything like that. Okay? And the employer is the one who's responsible for making sure that that money gets in there. And sometimes you need to check. You need to go back and like make sure that they actually did what they were supposed to do. But usually we will get a report from your bank that says we received a deposit, and so then you know. For us, we always just put a tickler, like calendar date, to say check Coogan account to make sure that funds got deposited for XYZ production. Let me pause there for a second. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. So here's some of the questions that I've had parents ask me in the past. So, what percentage of earnings? We know 15%, right? At least by law in California. Can you take money out of a Coogan account? What's the answer to that? No,
No.
not until what?
18.
They get
Or,
it. Or they're
yep,
emancipated.
or they're emancipated until they're 18 or they're emancipated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's like a really rare circumstance, right? Like either A, they died, or B, they became incapacitated and maybe they need that money now, right? But you'd have to go to court. You'd have to hire a lawyer for that. Do they need it for social media income?
I don't know.
No.
In many
Oh,
cases,
yes.
yes. Yeah.
Yes, I forgot. You did say yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah. So California labor laws apply to influencer earnings. Okay. So if you're in California, yes, you need it for any income that they get from social media or ads on YouTube or anything like that. And there are other states that can have that as well. You have to look in your own state. So I did not do a thorough examination of all 50 states today. That's up to you for your own particular state, but you need to be aware that that is a possibility. Okay. What happens to the money when they turn 18 or become emancipated?
It's theirs.
It's theirs, right? They get to do what they want with it, right? Now, hopefully we've had conversations with them about how to manage
Right.
money. All right. And hopefully we have a plan for that for them, but yeah.
Right.
Can we put more than 50% in?
yes.
Yes.
Yes, if we want to. But I actually would caution you against that. I'll tell you why in a little bit.
Okay.
Yes, you can. All right. So
Because
a
if
couple
they don't
more.
get money, they can't get it.
Right? Yeah. Well,
If
there's
it's
that.
all been there.
There's that. There's another reason I'll tell you about in a little bit.
Okay.
Do they pay taxes on it?
I hope not.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So it's treated as what's called a trust distribution. And if they're a minor in California or New York, the production has to report it to the IRS.
Oh.
So you want to make sure you're talking to, if you have a tax preparer, you want to make sure that they understand that this account exists and make sure that, if there's anything you need to be aware of in your particular state, like it is something you have to divulge, or I would strongly recommend you divulge. I am not a CPA, I am not a lawyer, I'm not a tax accountant,
But that's
but I would
only if you
still
live in New
suggest you
York
talk
and
about it
California
as of this moment. But tax laws
as of
change.
this moment.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
So just be careful. Have the conversations you need to have. Do all states require them?
No.
No. Anybody know which states do?
California,
California?
New York, right?
California, New York, right? There's currently 4. So you've got
Oh.
California, New York, Louisiana,
Oh.
and New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So
Okay.
there is required. Now, there are other states like Georgia, Illinois, Texas, right? They often still require or request Coogan account numbers because they're used to it, right? Because they're hiring a lot of actors that are coming out of California and New York. And so it would not be surprising, it shouldn't be surprising if somebody else is asking for it as well. Now, going back to the why not more than 15%, because your interest rates are not great on Coogan accounts. So if your child is making a lot of money, then I would suggest you put that extra money into a Roth IRA.
Okay.
That's going to get them more money. Now, the tricky part with the Roth IRA is it can only be money that they earned. So you can't just go take a few $1,000s and fund an Roth IRA. You
Okay.
have to be able to demonstrate paychecks for it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, we could get into how you hire your child if you have your own registered business, but that's a whole nother ball of wax. We're not going to go there today. Last but not least, regardless of where your child lives, if they're in a SAG production, a Coogan account is required. It has to exist. Otherwise, you can't. They literally won't hire you if you don't have one. And actually, sorry, before we go into work permits, one of the things that you want to make sure you do once you have your Coogan account is add it to your child's profile in Actors Access and casting networks, because it's a mark of professionalism. It tells the production that this person knows what they are doing. and we will not have to wait for them to get a Coogan account. They are already prepared. They know,
Okay.
right? It's like a secret signal, but it's the thing that you should know, but nobody ever tells you about, right? So here I am telling you.
True.
So,
Okay.
all right. So, sorry, I should back up. Any questions about Coogan accounts?
Question. It's probably dumb.
Nope.
So when
Nope.
we
There are
added,
no dumb questions, Natalie. You are
so
welcome to ask them all.
I literally just opened his Coogan account today. When we add it to Actors Access, do I just put it like in his little bio section?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
And you don't put the number. You just say Coogan account.
Just say has
Yeah.
Coogan or what. Okay, fabulous. Thank you.
That's a great question.
What was the
And
other account that you said to why you don't do the 50%? You said put the remaining in
in
what
a
kind of
Roth IRA.
Roth IRA. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that'll get you a higher return on the funds.
Okay.
And if you max out a Roth IRA, I think the projections right now are assuming, interest rates obviously are variable, but when it all evens out, I think it's like by the time they're, I want to say 50, there would be over $1 million in there if you maxed it out every year, starting when they were younger. And given how old yours are, that would come sooner. Because
Okay.
I want to say that's like assuming that you start investing in a Roth IRA when you're like 20 or 21.
Okay.
So by the time they were 40, they would be millionaires.
Okay.
Right? Now, of course, by the time
Sounds
they're
good.
40, $1 million won't get them much, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but hey, like, why not, right? Invest to help save their future or protect their future. All right, so work permits. Let's talk about work permits. So usually it's a requirement, but that varies by state depending on where you're filming. And it can differ depending on what you're doing. So some states, if it's a student film production, they don't need you to have a labor permit. But if it's a professional production, the kid's getting paid, etc., then it's more likely that they're going to be required. The way to figure out which states require one and which don't is to go to the Department of Labor website for that state. Okay? Now, California, New York, I can tell you right away. You need one, right? Kimmy, what is it in Georgia? It's required, isn't it?
Yeah.
Natalie's nodding her head. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was
We're in
trying to
Alabama,
think.
so we're in Georgia.
There you go.
Yeah, like SAG, it's definitely required in Georgia. Like non-union, they don't always ask for it, but
Yeah, it gets a little funny when it's non-union.
yeah.
North Carolina, it is required. The interesting part is who asks for it. So,
Okay.
like, if we get film crews coming out of California, they're all over it. They're like,
Want
you
this
need your
link?
work permit. If they're just local folks, they might not. Right?
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Is it easy to get I forgot what we're talking about. Oh, minor work permits. Is it easy to get them in other states? Like if I live in Georgia, so if I want to get one for California, do I just go to the California website and just apply?
Yes,
Okay, so he can have like I can do it for all states
you
and
can do
just
it for every
apply for.
state, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta like get a whole bunch of stuff. New York is a pain, by the way.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about what do you need for them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're different. Um, my biggest suggestion to you would be get them before you need them because they take a while.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think that your child is ever going to work in, for example, New York or California, then apply now, today, tomorrow.
Okay.
Right? It's
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of work, but it's not like it's hard to do. You just got to get all your
Okay.
ducks in a row.
Okay.
But that's another thing that you would then add to your child's actor access profile. Put at the bottom, say work permits, and then you list the states that they have work
Oh,
permits, right? So if you
that
want to
make it
cover all
stand
your,
out.
yeah, right, because then it's easier to hire them, right? They know they have less they got to worry about. Now, some states, it is dependent upon whether or not you have an offer of employment already. I want to say New Jersey is like that. where when you apply for a permit in New Jersey, you have to have the production company's name. New York and
Mm.
California are not like that. You don't need to have already been, asked to work. Okay, I don't know why my thing is saying that there.
I
Okay,
will say for
so,
New York too, like they have an option where it's a pain to get a permit because it takes a while. You got to do paperwork for like both of them. But with New York, if you were to book a job and you don't have the permit, they have like a 15-day
yeah,
like
I
to,
think it's actually like 10 days now. They've
or is
dropped
it
it.
10, did they go
Yeah,
down? And
yeah,
and I guess you apply for that as you're waiting to like get the
to get
regular.
the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that those 10 days, so let's say you're on a 2-week shoot, but you're not shooting every single day of those 10 days. Your child's not. So let's say they're shooting Monday through Friday of the first week, but they're still expected to be on set for the next week, but only like Tuesday through Friday. So now you've only used 9 days of the permit. The Monday doesn't count,
Oh,
right? Even though
because
you
you
might
wasn't there.
still be in the vicinity, you weren't working. So it doesn't count.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So materials you need, again, to Kimmy's point, this will vary a little bit by state, but you're going to need their birth certificate, their social number. You're going to need a report card, or in some states they have a form that you have to fill out that says your child's in good academic standing. Oftentimes you need a medical forms from the doctor that says that they're healthy and that they can do this work. You'll need your ID, and sometimes, like I said, for example, in the state of New Jersey, you're going to need production details, like where are you working, what's the production you're working for, what are the dates, etc. And that just reminded me of something else.
Don't forget
Just
everybody's going to ask about different school situations too, because that always comes up.
yeah, yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. What?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it when that happens. All right, I just lost that thought. It'll come back. Um, okay, so questions about any of that? Hi, Vicky.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Hi.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. You can go ahead.
Oh,
No,
no,
we're
no.
just
You go ahead. Go
just
ahead. I just say hi. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, my question is, okay, I have guardianship of Elijah, but I do have his birth certificate and social security card. So would I just turn in my guardianship on top of the birth certificate and social security card?
yep,
Okay.
yep.
All right.
As long as you have paperwork that shows that you're good. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm good. Okay.
yeah. That's fine. Vicky and Millie, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yay.
Yay. Sorry. I just saw your post. So I don't know. And it says that you're talking about Coogan account. I was like, oh, this is a question that I am.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What's your question?
Well, we have a bunch of money in the Coogan account. And
Uh-huh.
right now it's in Wells Fargo.
Uh-huh.
So, but then I'm like, well, I don't want it to sit there, no interest and stuff. So I'm trying to figure out like how to get it invested, whatever that is, at least I earned something out of it.
Sure.
Like,
So I'm sad to tell you, you can't touch that once it's in the
oh,
Coogan account until they're 18, or if they legally emancipate themselves from you as a parent and becomes completely independent of you and pay for all their own living expenses. They can't have access to that money.
oh,
But
not that they have access to it, but then there's no, I know that, um, not shops, there's another big broker firm that you can take the Coogan account to have to do something like really, really conservative investment. I can't remember what firm it is.
I
So,
wonder, so
but
yes, it might vary slightly by what firm holds the account in terms of how much interest it's earning, but historically they're not going to earn as much interest as other types of accounts.
oh, and that's okay. Well, now I am earning no interest at all, and that's not okay.
None?
None, none.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay,
why I'm
that's weird.
like, I want to. Well, when you're with Wells Fargo, those big retail banks, they don't
Yeah,
get
okay.
interest. That's why I'm like, I mean, which bank? I don't know which bank you use that has some interest in it. I don't really care how much interest. At least it's I'm not having any at all. That bugs me.
That's
So,
weird. Okay. Yeah, let me go. So after when we're done, I'll go check and you can hang on and I'll go see because I'm totally blanking on where ours is right this minute. But what I want to, for some reason, it sounds familiar that it's Wells Fargo. I gotta go look. I know my rep's name more than I know the bank because it's been so long since we opened it. But what you can't do is take it out, invest it someplace else.
oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, I know that. I
yeah.
can't take it
Okay.
out. So,
Okay, good.
but I know there's a way to invest it. I just
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know exactly where and
Yeah.
how to do it.
And
So,
unfortunately, it's to my understanding, you're never going to get as much money as you would in a different type of account because they
yeah,
purposely play conservative because they're trying to protect the kids' money, basically.
and that's okay. Yeah, my
Yeah.
husband actually work he works in finance and he works in something kind of not exactly the same, but it's like something like a guardianship conservatorship. So
Yeah.
his investment is kind of like that too, like very
Yeah.
conservative stuff. So
Yeah. UTMAs are like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but anyways, that's my question. Thanks.
No, that's fine. All right. So, open Q&A. This is your chance to ask any questions on the record, and then if nobody has any questions on the record, I will turn off the recording and you can ask questions off the record. So, does
I have a
anybody have?
question.
Go ahead, Natalie.
Since I just opened the Coogan today. So does production only deposit that 15% and then you get cut a check for the remaining?
Correct.
Okay.
Unless it,
Okay.
except it can vary.
Mm-hmm.
The check might go directly to your child's agent if they have an
For
agent.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they will take their percentage and then they'll pay you the remainder.
Okay.
Now, sometimes the check will come directly to you, then you have to pay your agent.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. I just didn't know if the full amount went in there or just the 15%.
Just the 15%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Or whatever percentage that you have allocated, 15% or higher, depending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now
Kimmy,
I
did
have
you
a
want to add something?
question. Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead, Tamara.
What's a good bank to open up a Cougar account? Because I went to Wells Fargo and the people I was talking to acted like they didn't know what I was talking about. So I
Yeah.
was just like, okay, I'll just wait. Oh no.
Yeah, let me go look mine up right now. I should have looked that up before we
Where's that?
started talking to you.
We're with the SAG-AFTRA Federal Credit Union.
Yeah.
And
That
That's a
yeah,
really important part. Your
Actors Federal Credit Union or something too. There's like two of them that people.
I did Actors Federal Credit Union this morning, if that helps.
Yeah, your bank has to be recognized in California. So I found mine.
okay.
Ours is with Morgan Stanley.
Okay.
So Vicky, that might be helpful to try. And I can send you
Morgan Stanley.
if folks drop your email in the chat, I'm happy to send you all the contact information for our rep. His name is Eric Rickon or Rickon. I never know how to say that part, but I just call him Eric.
Mm.
And so that's a really good point. Is whatever bank you use, it has to be recognized in the state of California. So in other words, it has to have a branch slash
Right.
ideally, physical presence in California in order for it to count as a full Coogan account. So otherwise, you're probably going to end up with a UTMA account.
And it was real easy with the ones that know what they're doing as far as the Coogan accounts go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like real quick and easy. I think for ours though, we had to send like $25 or something.
Oh yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
have to send anything.
For the SAG-AFTRA one, they said we had to like deposit $25 or something
Oh, interesting.
to
Yeah.
open it. But that was, I don't know if they've changed it. I mean, that was like
A while
4
ago.
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Morgan Stanley, we didn't have to put anything in it. It just sat there for a while until her first production put money into it. All right. Any other on the record questions? About anything. It doesn't have to be about Coogan accounts or work permits.
Hi, this is Millie. I have a question regarding the work permit.
Hi, Millie.
Is it standard? Do we have to do it, or does the agent have to do that for?
You need to do that.
Oh, okay. If the agent is volunteering to do it, will that be okay? Or
Well, it depends if you want to give your agent all that personal info. Well, actually, no, they would have your social security number because they have to pay you too. Um, yeah. I mean, if you're comfortable with that, that's fine. But is your agent volunteering to do that? I'm actually kind of surprised because that's kind of outside the realm of stuff that they would normally focus on because it keeps them from getting more jobs for more people.
right? Yeah, she just mentioned that she can help with that too.
Okay. So maybe her definition of help is different than mine.
Maybe.
Or
Okay,
a
okay.
or a manager might help possibly. I don't know. And
Yeah, potentially. I
yeah,
mean,
but
it's not hard. Like here, let me I'll show you. Give me 1 second. I'll pull up a labor law or a labor page.
yeah, I get tired of like I get told, well, when you have the California work permit, they'll message and be, well, our manager will message and be like, okay, his permit's up in like a month. You need to get on it.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, because they expire. That's the
yes.
thing.
I have another
Okay.
quick
Take forever
question.
too.
Go ahead, Tamara.
Okay, with a Coogan account, can you just deposit money into the account also, or does it have to come from when they work?
Has to come from where they work.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You and it their payroll basically will put it in there directly. Okay, so what did I type? California work permit minor, right? And you get to California's page. Okay? And so you'll see all of these things, blah 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 blah, and this is your form,
Hmm.
right? Although actually no, this isn't right because this is not the form that I filled out in the past. Hold on, back up. Yeah, sorry. You need this one. You need the entertainment work permit, not the
Okay.
generic work permit.
And when you go to like a regular school or public school, you have to go in there and ask the principal or somebody in the office to fill out the form for you. And then homeschooling, I think it goes through your like child's program. They will sign it, and
Mhm.
then what was another? There was
The
like some,
seal, the stamp. They have to do
yeah,
the stamp.
gotta get the
Yep.
stamp. Yeah, you gotta have all that. You know, we didn't have, his school here doesn't have a stamp, so
Right.
they,
Okay. So how did you do that? Because Paris's
yeah,
private school does not have a stamp. They don't have a
yeah.
stamp. So what are we supposed to do?
Well, I was kind of like I turned it in when he went there last year, and they denied it because they didn't have like a stamp on the or a embossed thing or something. And so I had to
Hmm.
go back and ask them, and I was like, "Do y'all have anything?" They were like, "We don't know what to give you because we don't
Yeah.
like, we don't have anything." I mean, it's just regular public school. I'm like, I don't know. And so then I said, well, do you have like a sticker with the address or something? So they have like something that has the address and the school name. And
Okay.
we just put that on there. And
Did they
Yeah.
so,
accept that?
yeah, they accepted it
Okay.
after
Okay.
that. Then if
I have
you,
had clients ask the principal to write a letter
oh,
that
yeah.
accompanies it that's on letterhead. And they
Hmm.
say, this
Oh.
student is officially enrolled and blah, blah, blah. And I represent this school and I authorize that this is a valid, blah, blah, that kind of thing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you do
Um,
it in the summertime, you only have to send their report card from like the previous year.
right.
Okay.
Right.
So the people will do it then.
So here you can see they have the same thing that we talked about for New York, right? You've got your 6 month entertainment work permit and then your 10-day temporary. Okay. So if we go to your application with the school record, yeah, here we go. This is the right form. Um, you're gonna fit, and I know this is hard to see. Let's make it bigger.
See, it says address stamp under there. So like sometimes they'll have an address stamp for like mailing. You just stick that on there.
Like your return address stamp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is where the school has to fill out that your attendance is satisfactory, their child's attendance is satisfactory, their grades are satisfactory, um, and if they require medical approval to get a permit, um, we does this one have? I can't remember. It's been a while since we renewed ours.
I mean, we live near Atlanta, and his school looked at me like I was insane when I brought it in.
Yeah, they tell you all the things that are required.
You would think they would like be used to it, you know?
Yeah, I know. Um, I can't remember which one it is. If it's, it must be New York, that they require
Oh,
a
okay.
form filled out by your doctor
Oh
or your
yeah.
child's doctor that says that you're good. Um,
And then they have to take us, what is it, a
Harassment prevention
harassment
course if
course
they're
after like
if they're
14,
15 or older, or maybe it's
15.
14. Yeah,
I think they changed
I
it to
gotta go
14.
look. I think it's 14 or over actually. Um, and so let's go back because it'll tell
Who has to send in the like doctor's notice and stuff? Because I think I accidentally did that in the beginning because I thought that it had to be like required and everything. But I know when they're younger, like you're supposed to send in like if they're a baby or something, I think.
So
You
we've
have
had
to,
to do that for Evie. Yeah, we bring it's a standard health form that just says it's kind of the equivalent of this child can participate in gym and sports.
yeah.
It's like, does this child have any physical restrictions to normal everyday activities kind of thing? And so it's your doctor authorizing that they are in physically fit condition.
So when was she required? Is it based on your state that requires that? Because
No,
my
it was one of these. I want to say it must have been New York because I'm not seeing the form. It's been, like I
oh,
said, it's been a while.
and that's right. We had to send in like
Yeah. So let's
500 forms for New York.
so here we do. Let's do New York.
Yeah, New
And I'll
York
show you
is, they
that.
want a lot. They want a lot in New York.
Let me stop and I will start again. Hold on.
And I think I had to send like, I sent like his shot records and everything just so that they would approve it. Because I'm just like, please let this happen. Because they kept sending it back.
Right, because they're very picky. Yeah.
Very
So
picky.
again, you just do New York Labor Department minor, and you're gonna right away you'll see this page as one of the options, and then information for child performers. Yeah, it is New York. They have to fill out a health form. All right.
This
So
form they have, and then you have to send your Coogan account information too, it looks like, or some sort of trust form for the child's account or something. I think I just sent the Coogan information.
yeah. So the form itself, why is it doing this?
Uh-oh.
That's weird.
How
All
long
right,
does it last? I can't remember how long the New York one lasts. Is it a year
I
or six?
believe so, yeah, because ours is almost due. I have to redo it.
Okay,
All
I think
right.
it's in
So you've
California.
got your application form, which looks very similar to the one we just saw for California, right? Then you've got to prove their age, you've got your ID, their school document that says, yes, they're in good standing and all of that kind of stuff, their health
Mm-hmm.
document. They want to see a Coogan account if you have it. So that's another reason to get a Coogan account before you actually need it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then if when you're renewing it, you don't have to have all that stuff because you already proved that your child is who they are. So you only need the parent ID and then a renewal of the school document and the health document.
See a lot.
Yeah, it's still a lot. Yeah.
They definitely want more than California does.
I don't know why it's not. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay. It's a pretty simple form. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Right? What's their name? The school has to certify that yes, they're currently got a satisfactory performance, or if they're homeschooled, or they can say, no, they're not. And that's not what you want.
That would be bad. And
And then
I've
they
seen
certify that you're in their school, basically. Sorry,
I've
go ahead,
seen
Kimmy.
I'm sorry. I've seen where people have said that there's got denied because of like academic performance and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess they just have to be passing, I would assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and
Our daughter's school, they actually will pull them out of extracurriculars if they're not passing. So
bad
whether
idea.
the state or SAG cares, the school cares.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I was gonna say always have their birth certificate on hand on your computer too, because you're always gonna have to upload their birth certificate for this stuff.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. For anytime you're going to be on set, like we have a file folder that basically has a copy of her Coogan letter, a copy of her birth certificate, a copy of her passport. What else is in there? Well, a copy of my license, a copy of my passport,
Mm-hmm.
a letter from her school that says that she is in good academic standing that we ask for at the beginning of every year. And yeah, we have her immunization records in there just because for a while we had her COVID vaccination card in there. So it's basically like your little traveling paperwork
Yeah.
suitcase, if you will.
And that's a good point to have the passport too.
Yeah.
Like always
Yes.
have an updated passport.
That's another big thing. If your child does not, and if you and your child both don't have a passport, and you have visions of them doing this work for an extended period, and you hope that they get large scale production opportunities, you want to have a passport now, not when somebody asks you to travel to Budapest. Now, not when they say, "Can you go to Canada?" Now.
Mhm. Mhm.
So if you don't have one, go get one now. Um, and those are also relatively easy to get, but they take a while. They take like 6 weeks.
They
So
take oh yeah. And you have
yeah,
to go in office for and like wait around forever and then
if you can go in person, not everybody can go in person. Some people have to go just do it by mail.
that's true.
And they're very picky about your photos. So you have
Mm,
to basically be able to see both ears in that photo.
yeah.
And so you want to go someplace where they actually take passport photos, ideally, unless you can make that happen yourself. They have
And
to be
I've
lit
heard horror
properly.
and I've heard horror stories of people losing jobs because they booked and they didn't have a passport.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm
So don't
definitely
do that to yourself and your child. All right. Any other on the record questions before I turn off the recording? Going once. Going twice. Okay. Here we go. Last chance. Anything anybody needs? Going once. Going twice. All right. Again, if you'd like the notes from today's call or you'd like my contact for Morgan Stanley for a Coogan account, by all means, drop your email in the chat and I will happily send it to you. And in the meantime, I look forward to seeing you in Child Actor 101. And if anybody has any questions that you're like, oh, wait, I just thought of something else, but I don't want it on the recording, just hang out. I'll turn the recording off and you could ask. No worries. All right. Have a great night, everybody, and a great week.
Nice talking to everyone.
I like seeing my friends.
Bye.
Yay. Good to see you
Bye.
all.
Thank you, Christina.
Thank you.
Bye y'all.
Bye.
Bye.